The desert, and specifically the Negev desert, have always played this key role in the story of the Jewish people in this land.
Thanks to the hands of the locals in Israel, another desert on Earth is gradually transforming into a green oasis and a massive, sustainable land. You pour tons of unsalted water into dry land. Years later, it's no more a bland, purposeless ground.
Believe it or not, Israel is using salty water from the Mediterranean to refill its natural biggest source of fresh water.
Will the metamorphosis continue? How is the change beneficial to the Israeli community? Watch till the end to witness a transformation no one expected hundreds of years ago.
We have the process that's called desertification. Desertification is a process where land that was fertile and good for food production.
Hope for a desert of extremes. The Negev desert, stretching across southern Israel, is a land of extremes, scorching summers, chilly winters, and a landscape that seems barren at first glance but is actually full of life. Covering more than half of the country's landmass, this vast expanse of rocky plateaus, sand dunes, and rugged mountains is a place where history, nature, and innovation collide. At first, the Negev might seem like an inhospitable place, but look closer, and you'll find a region rich in history and culture. Ancient civilizations, from the Nabateans to the Romans, once traveled through these lands, leaving behind ruins, trade routes, and impressive fortresses. Even today, small Bedouin communities continue their traditional way of life here, living off the land as they have for centuries. Despite its arid conditions, the Negev is full of surprises. Thanks to Israel's advanced agricultural techniques, greenhouses and farms have sprung up, growing everything from grapes to cherry tomatoes. The region is also home to unique wildlife, such as ibexes, foxes, and even leopards, proving that nature finds a way to thrive in even the harshest environments. For travelers and adventurers, the Negev is a dream. The breathtaking Maktesh Ramon, a massive crater carved out by erosion, is often called Israel's Grand Canyon and offers some of the best hiking and stargazing in the world. Timna Park, with its striking red rock formations, feels like something out of another planet. And for those who love a bit of history, the ancient city of Avdat provides a glimpse into the past. The Negev desert is more than just a dry stretch of land. It's a place of resilience, mystery, and beauty. Whether you're exploring its landscapes, learning about its past, or simply enjoying the silence of the endless dunes, it's a reminder that even in the most unexpected places, life finds a way to flourish. Thanks to unsalted water. The Negev desert has always been known for its harsh, arid conditions, but in recent years, something extraordinary has been happening. Israelis have poured over 1 billion tons of unsalted water, also known as desalinated water, into this dry and seemingly lifeless landscape. Why? Because they're trying to do the impossible: turn a desert into a thriving, green oasis. At first glance, the idea sounds almost crazy. The Negev, which covers more than half of Israel's landmass, has been dry and barren for thousands of years. But Israel has always been a leader in water innovation, and with advanced desalination technology, they found a way to create fresh water from the sea. Instead of letting the Negev remain an empty wasteland, they decided to see if they could change its fate. The results have been nothing short of amazing. With the influx of desalinated water, parts of the Negev are now home to thriving agricultural projects. Once empty fields are now producing crops like tomatoes, peppers, and even vineyards for wine production. Scientists and farmers are working together to see which plants and farming methods work best in this new environment. It's not just agriculture that's benefiting from this experiment. Wildlife in the region has also seen a boost, with more vegetation supporting local animals like ibexes and desert foxes. Even groundwater levels, which had been dropping due to years of overuse, are stabilizing thanks to the careful management of this new water source. The challenge of water scarcity. Water scarcity has been a defining issue in the Negev for centuries. With an average annual rainfall of less than 100 millimeters in some areas, traditional farming and large-scale habitation were nearly impossible. The region's limited natural water sources could not support significant growth.
Israel seized control of all water sources in the newly occupied territories,
leading to a reliance on expensive and unsustainable water transportation from other parts of the country. Historically, many efforts to settle the Negev were stymied by these constraints. However, with the pressing need for sustainable solutions, researchers, engineers, and policymakers turned their focus toward innovative ways to secure water. The result has been a series of groundbreaking solutions that have not only addressed water scarcity, but have also positioned the Negev as a global model for desert transformation. One of the most impactful innovations in solving the Negev's water crisis has been desalination. Israel is now a world leader in desalination technology, with several large plants converting Mediterranean seawater into fresh, drinkable water.
Israel decided to innovate. Today, Israel is a global leader in water technology.
These plants provide a significant portion of the country's water supply, reducing reliance on unpredictable rainfall and underground reservoirs. For the Negev, desalination has been a game changer. The ability to transport desalinated water to this remote region has allowed for extensive agricultural development, enabling farmers to cultivate crops in areas that were once deemed too dry for farming. This has not only improved food security, but also boosted the local economy by creating new job opportunities in the agricultural sector. Alongside desalination, Israel's pioneering work in drip irrigation has played a critical role in the Negev's transformation. Developed in the 60s, this technology allows for precise water distribution.
Desalination plants transform seawater into fresh water, providing a substantial portion of the country's needs
directly to the roots of plants, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. Unlike traditional irrigation methods that require large amounts of water, drip irrigation ensures that crops receive only what they need, significantly reducing overall water consumption. The impact of this technology has been remarkable. Farms in the Negev now produce a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and even vineyards that rival those of Europe. Not only has this reduced the country's dependence on imported produce, but it has also turned the desert into a profitable agricultural zone. Another crucial piece of the puzzle has been wastewater recycling. Israel recycles nearly 90% of its wastewater, making it a global leader in this field. This treated wastewater is then used for irrigation in the Negev, further reducing the demand for fresh water. By integrating wastewater recycling into its agricultural and industrial sectors, the Negev has been able to sustain growth without depleting natural water sources. This approach ensures long-term sustainability while also setting an example for other arid regions around the world. The transformation of the Negev isn't just about infrastructure and technology, it's also about people. How were they benefited? Impact on local communities. With access to a reliable water supply, new communities have emerged, attracting families, businesses, and researchers who see the desert as a land of opportunity rather than limitation. Ben-Gurion University of the Negev has played a pivotal role in this transformation, fostering research in water sustainability and desert agriculture. Its work has not only benefited Israel,
but utilizing those resources has always been a challenge. How to build an agricultural industry in a wasteland.
but has also been shared with countries facing similar water challenges, from Africa to the Middle East. Additionally, Bedouin communities in the Negev, traditionally reliant on limited water resources, have also benefited from these advancements.
Here in the Middle East, where a desert landscape dominates, and countries literally fight for clean water,
improved water access has facilitated better healthcare, education, and economic opportunities, helping bridge gaps in social and economic development. The success of water management in the Negev has proven that arid regions can be transformed into thriving centers of life and innovation. However, there is still work to be done. Climate change presents new challenges, with rising temperatures and shifting weather patterns threatening existing water sources. Continued investment in research and technology will be essential to maintaining progress and adapting to future conditions. Projects such as cloud seeding, advanced atmospheric water generation.
That's just some of the vision that many investors as well as central planners have for Israel's future.
And further advancements in desalination are already being explored. If these efforts continue, the Negev could become a model for desert sustainability.
The world desert agriculture and the desert technology of the world, and I think this is the vision, this is what we will do.
Not just for Israel, but for the entire world. Solving the water crisis has been the backbone of the Negev's transformation. Through desalination, drip irrigation, and wastewater recycling, this once barren desert has been turned into a thriving and sustainable region. These innovations have not only provided water security, but have also opened up economic and social opportunities for those living in the area. As technology continues to advance, the Negev stands as a testament to what is possible when human ingenuity meets the challenge of nature. With the right approach, even the driest deserts can bloom.
First thing you think of when you hear the word Negev desert. However, there's a wealth of resources in Israel's south.
Of course, this isn't a perfect solution. Using desalinated water on a large scale is expensive, and the long-term effects on the desert ecosystem are still being studied. But Israel's experiment in the Negev is proof that with enough creativity and determination, even the driest deserts can be transformed. So, will the Negev one day be a green paradise? Maybe not entirely, but what's happening there now is a glimpse into a future where deserts don't have to stay dry forever. It's a bold idea. And if it works, it could change the way the world thinks about water, agriculture, and the power of human ingenuity.
Israel uses water to control Palestinians and force them from their land.
The Yatir Forest, a standing testament of labor. Nestled on the edge of Israel's Negev desert, Yatir Forest is a remarkable example of human ingenuity meeting nature's resilience. Spanning over 30,000 acres, this man-made forest stands as Israel's largest and serves as a striking contrast to the surrounding arid landscape. What makes Yatir Forest particularly fascinating is its ability to thrive in an area that, by all logic, should not be able to support such greenery. The forest was planted in the 60s as part of an ambitious afforestation project led by the Jewish National Fund. The goal was to combat desertification, improve the environment, and provide a habitat for wildlife. Initially, many doubted that trees could survive in such a harsh climate, but over the years, the forest has proven to be a success. Today, it is home to a variety of trees, including pines, cypresses, acacias, and even some fruit-bearing trees like olives and carobs. Aside from its environmental impact, Yatir Forest plays an essential role in scientific research. Experts from around the world study the forest's ability to sequester carbon, reduce temperatures, and influence local rainfall patterns. These insights help shape policies on afforestation and climate change adaptation, particularly in dry regions. Beyond its scientific significance, Yatir Forest is also a destination for outdoor enthusiasts. It offers hiking and biking trails, picnic spots, and breathtaking panoramic views of the desert. Visitors can experience the contrast between the lush greenery and the surrounding rocky terrain, making it a unique place for nature lovers. In many ways, Yatir Forest is more than just a collection of trees. It's a symbol of perseverance and innovation. It shows that with careful planning and dedication, even the most barren landscapes can be transformed into thriving ecosystems. Whether for research, recreation, or conservation, this green oasis in the Negev desert continues to inspire and challenge our understanding of what's possible in the fight against desertification. Sustainable agriculture, energy and environment, conservation. The Negev desert, covering more than half of Israel's land area, is an arid and challenging environment. However, through innovative techniques and a commitment to sustainability, this vast and seemingly inhospitable region has become a hub for agricultural development, renewable energy, and environmental conservation. The ability to thrive in such conditions demonstrates the power of human ingenuity and a deep respect for nature. farming in the Negev is no small feat considering extreme weather and temperature. With scarce rainfall and high temperatures, traditional agricultural methods would be nearly impossible. However, Israeli scientists and farmers have developed groundbreaking solutions to make desert farming viable. One of the key innovations is drip irrigation, a system that delivers precise amounts of water directly to the roots of plants. This method minimizes water waste and maximizes efficiency, allowing crops to flourish even in the desert's harsh conditions. Another approach is the use of greenhouses and hydroponics, which enable year-round cultivation of fruits, vegetables, and herbs without relying on vast amounts of soil or water. Some farms even integrate desalination technology, turning seawater into usable irrigation water, further addressing the region's water scarcity. Moreover, desert aquaculture is another surprising success. Fish farms, using carefully managed water systems,
We use tilapia because they're fast growing and they actually self-control their populations in the tank.
produce tilapia and other species in the desert, providing an alternative protein source while making efficient use of resources. These advancements not only sustain local populations but also serve as models for other arid regions around the world. The Negev Desert is also a leader in renewable energy development, particularly in solar power. With abundant sunlight throughout the year, it makes perfect sense to harness solar energy as a primary electricity source.
Have built Israel's first commercial solar power energy field.
The Ashalim Solar Power Station, one of the largest solar thermal plants in the world, uses a combination of photovoltaic panels and concentrated solar power technology to generate electricity.
On these 2 acres of land in the Negev Desert, over 18,000 photovoltaic plates convert the sun's energy into electricity.
This project significantly contributes to Israel's goal of reducing dependence on fossil fuels. Another promising avenue is wind and geothermal energy. While less developed than solar energy, these technologies hold potential for diversifying the region's renewable energy sources. The combination of various green energy projects in the Negev plays a crucial role in ensuring a sustainable and self-sufficient future. While technological advances have transformed the Negev, environmental conservation remains a priority. The delicate desert ecosystem must be preserved even as agriculture and energy projects expand. Organizations and research institutions work tirelessly to balance development with conservation, ensuring that human activities do not harm the region's unique flora and fauna. One significant initiative is afforestation, where native and drought-resistant trees are planted to combat desertification. The Ramat Negev Desert Agriculture Center also focuses on sustainable farming practices that prevent soil degradation and promote biodiversity. In addition, local and national efforts emphasize wildlife conservation, protecting species such as the Nubian ibex, desert foxes, and rare bird populations. By creating nature reserves and enforcing conservation laws, Israel maintains the fragile balance between progress and environmental responsibility. The Negev Desert serves as a remarkable example of how sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and environmental conservation can coexist and thrive in even the harshest climates. The lessons learned here have global implications, offering solutions for water scarcity, food security, and clean energy that can be adapted to other desert regions facing similar challenges. Through continued investment in innovation and sustainable practices, the Negev will remain a beacon of hope, demonstrating that, with the right approach, humanity can live harmoniously with nature, even in the most unforgiving environments. The government and organizations move. Israel's deserts, particularly the Negev, make up over 60% of the country's land area. Despite their arid conditions, these regions have been central to Israel's development thanks to government initiatives and the involvement of various organizations. From environmental conservation to economic development and military strategy, the role of different entities in these desert landscapes is crucial. The Israeli government has played a significant role in transforming the Negev Desert and other desert regions. One of the key strategies has been the promotion of settlement and infrastructure development. Since the early days of the state, Israel has encouraged people to move to the Negev through incentives like subsidized housing and tax breaks. The city of Be'er Sheva, once a small desert town, has grown into a bustling metropolitan area, partly due to government efforts. A major governmental initiative in recent years has been the Blueprint Negev, spearheaded by the Jewish National Fund, JNF, in collaboration with state authorities.
Over 1,000 people in Washington, D.C. this weekend to show their support for the Jewish National Fund.
The project aims to increase the population in the Negev by improving housing, education, and job opportunities. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have also relocated several military bases to the region, bringing economic benefits and increased infrastructure development. Another major focus has been water management. Given the scarcity of natural freshwater sources in the desert, the government has invested heavily in desalination and water recycling technologies. The National Water Carrier, a massive pipeline project, has been instrumental in transporting water from the Sea of Galilee to the drier southern regions. Additionally, advanced irrigation techniques, like drip irrigation developed by Israeli scientists, have revolutionized desert agriculture, allowing farmers to cultivate crops in arid conditions. Various organizations have also exerted effort in the development of the landmass. Various organizations, both governmental and non-governmental, have been instrumental in shaping the desert regions of Israel. The Jewish National Fund, JNF, has been one of the most active groups in desert afforestation and land development. Through projects like planting trees, preventing soil erosion, and establishing parks, the JNF has contributed to making the Negev more habitable. Another key player is Ben Gurion University of the Negev, BGU, which conducts cutting-edge research on desert sustainability, renewable energy, and agricultural advancements. Named after Israel's first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, who famously envisioned the Negev as the future of Israel, BGU has been a hub for innovation in desert sciences. Research in solar energy, for instance, has led to the establishment of large-scale solar farms that now generate clean electricity for the region. Environmental organizations such as the Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel, SPNI, work on conserving wildlife and maintaining ecological balance in the desert. With concerns about climate change and desertification, these organizations push for sustainable development strategies that balance human expansion with nature conservation. Looking ahead, the Israeli government and various organizations are likely to focus on expanding renewable energy projects, improving sustainable agriculture, and enhancing urban development in a way that respects the natural environment. With ongoing technological advancements and policy support, the Negev and other deserts in Israel may continue to evolve into thriving centers of life and innovation. The Negev and other desert regions of Israel have long been seen as both a challenge and an opportunity. Through government policies, scientific research, and the dedication of various organizations, these deserts have been transformed into areas of economic and environmental significance. While challenges remain, the commitment to sustainable development and innovation ensures that Israel's deserts will continue to play a vital role in the country's future. Challenges ahead. Despite these efforts, there are still significant challenges to overcome. The Bedouin communities living in the Negev often face difficulties related to land ownership, infrastructure, and integration into the broader economy. The government has introduced policies to provide better housing and services, but tensions remain over land rights and cultural preservation. One of the biggest challenges for the Bedouin population in the Negev is land ownership. Many Bedouin communities live in villages that the Israeli government does not officially recognize, which means they lack access to basic services like water, electricity, and sewage systems. While the government has made efforts to resettle these communities into planned towns, the process has been met with resistance. Many Bedouins view these relocations as a threat to their traditional way of life which is deeply connected to the land. For them, moving into government-planned towns often means giving up centuries-old customs and lifestyles in exchange for a more modern but restrictive environment. Infrastructure in the Negev is another major issue. While Israel is known for its advanced technology and urban development, the remote areas of the Negev have been somewhat left behind. Roads, schools, and healthcare facilities are often lacking in Bedouin communities.
They saw us getting an education and now they want to demolish the school and our houses,
making everyday life more challenging. This lack of infrastructure also affects economic opportunities. Without proper transportation and connectivity, it is difficult for Bedouin residents to find stable employment outside of their villages. Some have turned to agriculture and small businesses, but limited access to resources and financial support makes it hard to compete with larger, more established enterprises. The Israeli government has initiated programs aimed at integrating Bedouins into the broader economy, such as education and job training programs.
Although the school was also built without a permit, it was funded by the EU.
However, cultural and social barriers still exist. Many Bedouin families prioritize traditional roles and responsibilities, which can sometimes clash with modern workforce expectations. Additionally, discrimination in the job market remains an issue, making it even harder for Bedouin individuals to secure stable, well-paying jobs. In addition to social and economic challenges, the Negev faces environmental threats, particularly from climate change. The desert region is already characterized by extreme temperatures and scarce rainfall, but climate change is making these conditions even more severe. Rising temperatures and shifting precipitation patterns threaten the delicate balance of the ecosystem, affecting both agriculture and daily life. Water scarcity is one of the most pressing concerns. While Israel has pioneered desalination and water recycling technologies, rural communities, including many Bedouin villages, often struggle to access clean and reliable water sources. As climate change intensifies, water management will become an even more critical issue, requiring innovative solutions that balance national interests with the needs of marginalized communities. Despite these challenges, Israel has made remarkable strides in adapting to harsh environmental conditions. The country is a global leader in agricultural innovation, developing advanced irrigation techniques that allow crops to thrive in arid environments. Technologies like drip irrigation, which delivers water directly to plant roots, have revolutionized farming not only in Israel, but around the world. Looking ahead, continued investment in research and development will be crucial. Scientists and engineers are exploring new ways to harness solar energy, improve water conservation, and develop climate-resilient crops. If these advancements are effectively implemented in the Negev, they could help mitigate some of the region's most pressing environmental challenges. As Israel moves forward with its development plans for the Negev, finding a balance between progress and cultural preservation will be key. The Bedouin communities have a rich history and a deep connection to the land. While modernization and economic integration are important, it is equally essential to respect and preserve their traditions. Community-led initiatives and increased dialogue between the government and Bedouin leaders could help bridge the gap. Instead of imposing top-down solutions, policymakers could work alongside Bedouin communities to create sustainable development plans that align with their cultural values and needs. Encouraging entrepreneurship, investing in culturally sensitive education programs, and improving infrastructure in existing villages rather than forcing relocation could lead to more positive outcomes. The Negev is a region of contrasts, rich in history and tradition, but also facing modern challenges that require innovative solutions. While efforts have been made to address issues related to land ownership, infrastructure, and economic integration, there is still a long way to go. Climate change adds another layer of complexity, making it imperative to invest in sustainable technologies and resource management. Ultimately, the future of the Negev will depend on a collaborative approach that values both progress and cultural heritage. By combining technological innovation with policies that respect and empower local communities, Israel can create a more inclusive and sustainable future for the Negev and its people. Is it the same with the desert initiatives across the world? In fact, the transformations are going even beyond expectations. Global movements and initiatives on desert transformation, desertification, and land degradation have been growing concerns for decades. But thanks to global efforts, numerous initiatives are making a real difference in transforming arid landscapes into thriving ecosystems. Governments, environmental organizations, and local communities are working together to implement sustainable solutions that combat the harsh effects of desertification while also creating opportunities for economic and social development. One of the most ambitious projects tackling desertification is the Great Green Wall Initiative in Africa. Launched in 2007 by the African Union, this project aims to restore degraded land across 8,000 kilometers from Senegal in the west to Djibouti in the east. By planting a mosaic of trees and vegetation, the goal is to halt the southward expansion of the Sahara Desert, while also providing food security, employment, and economic stability to local communities. This initiative has already seen success in countries like Senegal, where previously barren land is now being cultivated for agriculture. China, facing its own desertification crisis, launched the 3 North Shelter Belt project, also known as the Great Green Wall of China, in 1978. The project spans multiple decades and involves planting billions of trees along the country's northern arid regions to combat the expansion of the Gobi Desert. Through afforestation and sustainable land management, China has managed to reclaim vast stretches of land, reduce dust storms, and improve local agricultural productivity. Although challenges like monoculture planting persist, the overall impact has been positive in reversing land degradation. Another groundbreaking success story is the Loess Plateau Restoration Project in China. The Loess Plateau was once one of the most degraded landscapes on Earth, suffering from severe soil erosion due to deforestation and unsustainable farming. Through a comprehensive program of terracing, tree planting, and restricted grazing, the project transformed barren slopes into green, productive land. This initiative has not only restored the ecosystem, but also significantly improved the livelihoods of millions of people who now have access to sustainable agriculture and water resources. Countries in the Middle East, particularly the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, have also made remarkable strides in transforming desert landscapes through advanced technology. The UAE has invested heavily in hydroponics and vertical farming, allowing crops to be grown in controlled environments with minimal water usage. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, has experimented with desalination technology and innovative irrigation systems to support agricultural production in arid regions. These initiatives demonstrate that even the driest environments can be made fertile with the right approach. At a global level, the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD, plays a vital role in coordinating efforts to prevent land degradation. Through initiatives like the Bonn Challenge, which aims to restore 350 million hectares of degraded land by 2030, and Land Degradation Neutrality, LDN, targets, countries are encouraged to adopt sustainable practices to preserve soil health and ecosystem balance. Additionally, organizations like the World Bank and FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, are providing financial and technical support for projects worldwide that promote afforestation, reforestation, and regenerative agriculture. While large-scale projects and government initiatives play a crucial role, community-driven efforts are equally important in the fight against desertification. Many grassroots movements focus on educating farmers about sustainable land practices, promoting agroforestry, and encouraging water conservation techniques. For example, in India's Rajasthan region, local communities have revived traditional rainwater harvesting systems, such as Johad, leading to improved water availability and agricultural productivity. Looking ahead, emerging technologies such as drought-resistant crop, AI-driven climate monitoring, and bioengineering could revolutionize the way we tackle desertification. Projects using mycorrhizal fungi to improve soil fertility or employing solar energy to power irrigation systems are already being tested in various parts of the world. Additionally, continued global collaboration and funding will be essential to ensure the success of long-term desert transformation effort. Desert transformation is no longer just a distant dream, but a reality taking shape across continent. Through a combination of science, policy, and community involvement, the world is proving that even the most barren landscapes can be revitalized. The challenge now is to sustain these efforts and expand their impact so that future generations inherit a greener, more resilient planet. As for Negev, overall, the transformation of the desert can be considered a partial success. While remarkable progress has been made in agriculture, technology, and urban development, there are still hurdles to overcome. With continued investment and innovation, the Negev's potential could be fully realized, but for now, it remains a work in progress. Do you think the Negev desert will reach its full potential in the next few years? Write your comments below. Subscribe to the channel for more nature content.